God. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So, have you ever played Resident Evil 4?
No.
I have a few times myself, but after beating it once before, I wasn't so
Realized I was too good.
enthusiastic about playing it ever again. I think video games are pretty much trash unless they have a stronger replay value than
I was gonna say
GoldenEye 64.
strong female protagonist.
Resident Evil was never on that list. One day, though, I decided that I was bored. You weren't bored, you decided that you were bored, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And and I looked around for a game to play. I'm messy. I generally toss games around and I never kept them in one place.
Jack's
So I
house.
had to scour through them like a bunch I had to scour through a bunch of clothes and boxes until I found something I was interested in.
Jack's room.
I hadn't played in a while. The game that I managed to find in the back of my closet,
Call of Duty.
tucked away in a blank PS2 case, was Resident Evil 4. I don't really remember actually owning the game, let alone the case. The case didn't have any cover or functional guide either. Sounds like Daniel so far. Just the game. There was no Sharpie written on a bootleg disc. There was nothing unusual or horrifying about the game. It was actually just a normal Resident Evil 4 disc inside a blank case. What if, like, that was just the ending right there? Done.
So far he's describing a
Shut off
case.
as random and stupid. And
Oh,
put
no,
it in
dude,
my
if
PS2.
it ended there, it would be bad. Like, dude, imagine how
Be
bad.
bad, kid.
Yeah, it'd be like a pretty bad story.
When the game started up, it didn't show company logos or information at all. The menu had new
Scandals.
game, load, options, and one chance. I thought it was weird that one chance was an option, considering that it was an official game and extras were always there. I tried selecting it, but it just brought me
And
to
all
the
it said was one chance.
assuming that this is my head playing with me, as is the case with any game that has something you know it never had before, and you're pretending you're
Oh,
so
what is
high.
that?
Like your English skills.
I'm sorry, but just read that sentence.
I'm not reading it.
As
You're reading
is
it.
the case with any game that has something you know it never had before, and pretending you're so high it's normal.
So,
That's
sorry,
a
what
little
was that?
sentence.
For autistic? What?
Yes. So, I believe. Now, at first, the game started normal. Intro video I couldn't skip. As I watched it, I began to notice things like Leon looking a bit darker than usual. Looks like the cops weren't around. What a good idea.
Big darker.
Looking a bit darker than usual, so I
Good thing the
can't.
cops aren't around.
Good thing the cops aren't around. Don't want to get arrested. Apparently,
Too
Resident
bad.
Evil takes place in Baltimore, and
Wow. That's low.
Please, Missouri.
don't want the Baltimore police force coming in.
That's a deep
Oh my
shot.
god. There was
They're
just like,
graphic.
have you guys seen like the like D's Nuts like pistachios commercial?
Yeah.
Filmed in Baltimore.
Didn't it?
Did they get police
The guy just,
brutalized?
yeah, literally it's just like whoever does it, police brutality. Like they actually just start beating the crap out of him because he's like, you guys LCPD or whatever. He's like LCPD.
LAPD.
D's nuts. Oh yeah, LAPD's nuts, and they just look at each other and look at him and just beat the crap out of him.
Now, alright, so there were graphical errors happening with the first video, like pixels being displaced and general readability. In fact, when the car pulled up to the first house Leon investigates, the game froze, and there was just a big black box in the middle of the screen. No, it wasn't the cops were here. I reset the game, sort of annoyed at this stupid problem.
Video games have problems?
Whoa, a game that has problems?
Let's consider a Bethesda game.
Not for me.
Bethesda
Not for
game.
me. Not my kind of game, actually.
You're saying a game can have a problem?
Just like me. I really.
I've got a lot of problems.
I had I'll talk like it's normal, then, my story voice will be, I had bet that the game would just keep doing this, and sighed a breath of relief, assuming that this won't happen again, and I'm just going crazy. So, wait, so you rather your game not be glitchy, but you'd rather have schizophrenia, basically.
That's a pretty good trade-off, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Schizophrenia for non-glitchy games. I'm just looking at the Patrick staring at me on the side, too. I started up the game again, and one chance was back to extras. See what I mean pretending I'm high and assuming it was normal? Alright, why would you be high? What the fuck did you smoke in
Pretending I was high.
Every time
He was pretending, man.
Oh, he did pretend meth, excuse me.
pretend meth.
He smoked
I want to
some-
play a little game called Pretend Meth.
So anyway, I tried to play the game again. I could skip the intro video, which I casually did. Then I went outside of the house. As I approached the house, the PS2 made a weird crunching noise. I'm pretty sure that means something's broken.
I'm a voice
Didn't
box.
think that it was a good sign. Still, it didn't bother me. Look out.
Great owner, you
Yeah,
are.
right.
Didn't bother me, Mr. Cool, Mr. Guy.
Mr. Cool Kid Cool.
I don't care enough about this PS2 to really identify it and stop like, yep, it's Daniel. So,
Oh, that's
I
a real
kept through the
edgy.
game
I
going
want to
on.
slow down there.
Now that's edgy as fuck. Leon went inside and the cutscene played as normal. I noticed though that that as he approached the first enemy, the enemy said something different. I'm pretty sure he said, "Los terminados en puta ti."
Really,
I
no.
never knew he said something like that.
Sounds pretty dark.
Wait. If you're pretty sure he said "Los terminados se por ti," and I
Pretty
never
specific thing to think he said.
Yeah, and like, what do you think? Like, I never
Was it some
thought
kind of
he said
spig?
that. After he said, I thought he said that. Alright.
I don't know.
Must be
Instead,
some kind of spig.
Something telling me this isn't real.
Shrugging this off as yet another random glitch or
Word.
sound fire.
Silly, random.
It's always-
Wacky glitch.
It's always glitches in these stories.
Wacky mods.
Wacky
I
glitch.
just kept playing the game like normal. It's just a prank, bro.
Give me the
connect
bleach.
chainsaw scene in the game. It's a particular part in Resident Evil 4 that has always been sort of a staple of the game. An impasse. Yeah, he didn't spell impasse, he spelled impasse.
Mm-hmm. Impasta!
Impasse, hey, come on, Goron, you gotta go. If you
dude.
don't
Green
know,
card.
That sounds pretty dark.
it's where literally all the villagers in the village keep trying to kill Leon. And you have to find a guy with a chainsaw who can kill you in one hit. Wow, what an MLG no-scoper. It's sort of a scary part. Sort of a thrill ride, if you know what you're doing.
Damn, Sandler.
Adam Sandler is a cop. A black guy is a cop. Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Get your copy at Walmart today.
This actually used to be a okay show.
Alright.
Uh,
I
not
made the
sure
mistake
anymore.
of not getting any ammo for the shotgun and using it early.
What?
So I knew that the game was going to be tough when I had to fight the chainsaw guy. I
Not a
learned
problem for me.
And I
Because I'm
cheated
so
my
good.
best knowing I did
I'm
this
so
one
educated.
life without any save. Wow. You're that much like a self-pretentious douchebag to like. Yes, I know I'm great, me. Guess what? I did it without one life. Yes, that's right. I'm a virgin for life.
Wow.
Dude.
The next moment, though.
Roasted.
The next moment, though, I made the mistake of thinking the people with pitchforks couldn't throw them from a distance. And with a little bit of life left, I left the house to get a green herb. He's smoking marijuana to heal.
But
and got killed with a spear. It showed the game over screen, flashed the screen black, and remained black forever.
Oh.
Even though, you can just turn off your damn computer.
No, you can't.
I started resetting the game. I tried putting in other people's PS2s.
You unmentionable.
Why would that work? Why do you think unplugging the game from your PS2 and putting it into a fucking, other people's PS2 is gonna fix it? I tried externally extracting and re-burning it. I tried 5 PS2s, a PS3. If it's a PS2 game, then why would you try a PS3?
Backward compatibility.
Yeah. Well, you gotta have the right PS3 though.
Yeah.
And dumping the image and everything. It never worked on anything ever again.
Gosh.
If you get a Resident Evil 4 game and Leon doesn't have any visible eyes on the game disc cover, wait. He said there was nothing on the cover though. Never, ever try to play it. I was told that Resident Evil 4, I had my pistol was the real first Resident Evil game made by Capcom. And that's our story.
So,
Cool. Right.
don't you like the story?
I guess
Real
Jason.
original.
Alright, well that's good.
No, it wasn't.